Hello soul family, welcome to today's Source First channeled card read for the collective. I've already done a pre-shuffle and sat with Source for a little while, given them permission to use me as a channel to deliver the messages to the collective who are energetically aligned to receive them. I'm not taking those, thank you. So, how are you managing with this heat? I don't know where you're watching from in the world, but we have a heat wave going on in the UK. And it's 30s, which, okay, isn't much when I've lived overseas in like 40 degrees and 52 degrees. But we're not equipped in the UK. We've got tiny windows, very well insulated houses, and not much air conditioning going on. Now then, when Spirit does this, they have an extremely specific message to get out. What do we need to know, Spirit? So those of you who are new to my channel, I don't pull the cards myself. I only take jumpers. So otherwise it's human intervention, and we are all about, now I've got 3 there, we are all about Source pulling the cards. All right, so that one was first. So we've got Grasshopper Spirit, number 30, take a leap of faith. So in numerology and with angel numbers, we boil down to just one number, so that's 3. And 3 is about creative expression. It's about your communication, and communication from a place, from an emotional place, okay? Not just about having a chat about the weather, okay? A deep, structured, emotional expression and communication. It's about your joy, about your social connection, divine protection, about ascended masters being around you, with spiritual support and encouragement. And this carries on from yesterday, doesn't it? That, you know, about the love aspect of everything, that we're never alone. Spirit is encouraging you to whatever it is that you're doing on your ascension journey, because everybody on this who will see these messages, whether you are aware of it or not, you're either being called to go onto your ascension journey where you elevate your soul, or you're already on your ascension journey, which is where you have your awakenings. You may have already experienced your awakening, or you may not have, but you've been asked to take a leap of faith. What is it? What aspect of your journey, whether you're aware of it or not spiritually, are you being asked to take a leap of faith? I feel it's work related. You know, a lot of my clients, they're obviously very drawn to this sort of work, else they wouldn't seek me out and come and sit with me and do the Ascension course. So they're usually naturally gifted, aware of spirit, that there's something different, that there's more than we've been taught. But they nearly all have the same answer for me when I suggest that they do what it is they're being called to do by their soul. And they nearly always say to me, I can't afford to give up work. So I understand, I'm not that far gone on this ascension process that I don't believe that we have to pay bills, but we will always be taken care of. And so we are conditioned to think that we can't shift jobs, that we can't change it up, that we can't do less hours, that, you know, because this source of income is only going to come from one place. And I've touched on this briefly in the past, where I asked you to look at your day. So look at your day after work. What do you do? Maybe you could do something in the morning. This read is actually quite late today because of my personal circumstances with my children at the moment. But usually, especially in the winter time, I'm up at 5:30 doing these readings, sometimes before, because this is the aspect of my work that I love and I want to get out to you all. So I never used to be an early riser, and I talk about this in the My Soul's Whisper book and course. Make time for you, even if it's just 15 minutes before your day officially starts in your house. Just get up 15 minutes before. And if you can't manage 15 minutes beforehand, go to bed earlier. You know, if you're not willing to invest in yourself, to sit with yourself for 15 minutes before your day starts and center and find your peace and be calm. I'm not talking about doing 20-minute meditations, you know, just literally sitting with yourself without your phone. Okay, take your coffee, take your tea, whatever it is you drink in the morning, and just sit, tune into yourself, feel what you need. And that's when you hear your soul's whisper. That's when you hear inside, internally, it's an internal thing, what it is that you need to do, the next step. So if you have a structured day where you go out to work at 9 o'clock and then you come home at 5 and you see to the kids and you know, do your housework and then you sit down and watch the TV, do all that, but shorten the time that you listen to the TV and then go and do the aspect of your work. It is always possible to get your sideline going if you're willing. It's the resistance, isn't it? You know, the resistance aspect. And that's what Spirit is asking you to do now, is take a leap of faith. That inkling that you've got that something might take off, follow it through, make space for yourself. Even in a very busy day, we've always got 15 minutes, always. Even in your lunch break. Even in your lunch break. You know, take a leap of faith and trust that instinct that you've got, which is your soul whispering to you. And once you jump, Spirit will catch you. I absolutely guarantee it. Oh, and then we've got number 10. So 10 is the ending of a cycle. Cycles go from 1 to 10, but 10 really is the beginning, because we boil down to 1 in numerology. That's the start of the new cycle. So the message is the abundant universe will provide. What did I just say? So thank you, Spirit. So in 1, numerology is about independence and initiation, new beginnings, like I said, self-reliance, you know, learning to trust yourself. It's about instant manifestation, about alignment, and about your thoughts becoming reality. So where thoughts go, energy flows. You know, if you're sitting at home thinking about this aspect of work that you want to undertake and you actually put energy behind that, then it's going to absolutely take off. Okay, the abundant universe will provide for you. I'll just have a quick sip of my coffee. We're conditioned to think that that we live in a lack state, that there's not enough. If you listen to the television, well, first of all, I suggest switching that off. But if you listen to television, you will hear nothing but strife, desperation. Sorry about my door creaking in the back. It's because my windows are open. You'll hear nothing about lack mentality, about lack. There's not enough. Oh my God, you know, the national health is in this state. The taxes are this much. There's not enough salaries. There's depression. There's just generally disease, isn't there, in society today? But that's not how the universe is. The universe is omnipresent. It is, I've just said this to somebody else this morning, that the universe that holds everything in place, that moves tides, that makes plants grow, is omnipresent. It is ever present. It is magic. It is able to provide anything for you if you align, if you are willing to do the work inside, do the dark night of the soul, do the ego death, surrender. You can bring anything into your your world, and that is alignment. And the abundant universe will provide you if you surrender. Last card out was 16, so 1 and 6 is 7. 7 in numerology is all about spirituality. It's about the inner wisdom, innate knowing, trust in divine detours. So it's about truth seeking and introspection. It's about going within, which is the theme of the cards today, isn't it? It's about divine luck, soul's evolution, so ascension, a major spiritual breakthroughs, and again about alignment. Coyote spirit. You know, if you think about a coyote, they, you know, they're scavengers, aren't they? You know, snacking and eating on the little bits that are left behind. Think about that, what I've just said, you know, with the way that we're conditioned in society today, you know, just taking the little pickings that are left behind. Well, no, you know, trust in divine detours. You are being led somewhere, and you are more than likely resistant, especially if you're new to this. You know, your soul, your heart space is telling you one thing, but your mind's going, oh yes, but you know, I have to provide, and I have to do a 9-to-5 job, and I have to be in this role because my family have this role, and you know, I was taught this way. Well, you're not here to oblige other people. You are here to follow your soul's instinct. And that's why I'm encouraging you to sit with yourself before your day gets going, very early morning, so that you know who you are and what it is that you want. I asked today for a very strong message to come through for the collective, because I think that I feel like we're at this pivotal moment where I'm not saying that there's any fear. There's no fear from this at all. No fear intended at all. And we're never going to miss what's for us. But we've just got to do that extra little bit. You know, we've got to really sit with ourselves and see what it is we want. Taste it, feel it, sense it. Have the conversations in your head. Do you remember as a child you used to daydream? That's what you need to do. You need to be able to put yourself in that situation where you have achieved what it is that you need to take a leap of faith on, and envision the situation, smell the smells, see the sights, have conversations, see the people around you who will be there when you bring all this to fruition, and trust that the abundant universe will provide. Huge message there. Thank you so much, Spirit. Remembering to like, subscribe and share. We are growing this channel rapidly, which just means that we can get the messages out to everybody involved. Okay, I absolutely love the exchange that we're having with the reciprocal energy exchange. Thank you so much. Namaste.